Welcome group leaders. Today we're going to take a few moments to walk through myWestside, which is a new website that the entire church here is using. I'm very excited about this website. It has wonderful new aspects that it will encompass a lot of things that we need as an entire church congregation. Whereas before, when we were using church teams as our main basis for our groups, it would just focus on groups, which it had great aspects, but this will take it much steps further as an entire congregation. So today I'm going to walk with you through how to use myWestside as a group leader to be able to communicate with your members, to be able to change the information within your group, and to be able to set up events. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and go to the Westside Family Church website. And from there we will have all of this information. You're going to go to the Grow tab. And in future reference, this particular video will be found under the Leader Support page. It will be found under the training video. So please look in this area next time. Once we upload this, it will be into this area. What you need to do from here is leaders log in here. So we're going to log into this. Now, for many of you, this is your first time visiting myWestside. So what you will need to do is you'll need to sign up as a group leader. And to do that, you're going to push the sign up button or the sign up link down at the bottom. You're going to enter your first name, your last name, your email, your contact phone, and your campus preference. Go ahead and submit it. From there, within a few minutes, it will generate an email to your inbox on the email account you've preferenced here. Open that up, accumulate the information that you need, which is your username and a password that they've provided for you. Usually it's some bogus little password like ABC123HG. Go back. It will then proceed to push you back to this screen. Go ahead and use that information and log in. And I'm using my husband's profile right now just to be able to help walk through this scenario with you. So we have logged in under Jason's, and with that, I'm going to help you walk through some of the different settings. Once you're into this page, this is your home page. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the settings link up at the top. And what you want to do is take a few moments to walk through almost each of these links and be able to fill these out. So this is what we're going to walk through today. The first one is your profile setting. We're going to edit your profile. From here, you can add a picture. You can change your campus preference, change your gender, birth date, married. Make sure all of this information is accurate and current, especially your contact information. You can push your more contact fields down below and update that as needed. The next one that we'd like you to fill out is your address tab right up here at the top. Please make sure this is also current. You can look through the rest of these tabs. We haven't quite gotten this far into the system yet, but feel free to browse through those. If you do come to a particular tab and you don't know necessarily how to use it and you're stuck, there are multiple videos that will be able to assist you in that. And what you need to do is just go to the help link up here at the top, click on it, go down to videos, and it will offer either a tour guide of the entire video. You can choose topics you would like to look at, and sometimes there's even a video linked directly to the page you were on. So if that's offered at that time, it will automatically show up for you. You can view the video from that point then. Go back to edit profile. Once you're finished with editing your profile, you need to save it, and it will bring you back to this page. You can check your info from here. You can check and see if your info for your family is correct. The info about yourself is correct. You can look at your involvement in the church. You can look at your financial stuff and if you have a serving availability. The next thing I would like you to look at is your privacy settings. Now, when we decided to move from the multiple different databases and systems we were using as a church. Family ministry would have one. Our financial team may have a different website that they were using or a different database they were pulling from. When we decided to combine all of this, we actually moved about 26,000 people into the system. And in doing so, as a team and as a staff, we decided that we really felt that it was important for us to make sure that you were protected in your privacy. And in doing so, we've made everybody unlisted. That means, with the exception of staff leadership and staff, we were able, nobody else can see your profile unless you allow them to view that. So, with this being said, you will notice on the privacy settings, kind of runs similar to Facebook, where you can choose who will see what information of yours, with the exception of church leadership, which will see all of it. You can currently you are listed as unlisted. Once you click to listed, this will open this up for other people to see your profile. You can choose from there who's going to see what information of yours, and be able to change that if need be. We do encourage you to go ahead and be listed. This will help bring community within a large church setting. We have, as you know, a huge church. By allowing some communication within the church using this new system, we definitely encourage you to be listed, because this will help increase that. So go through all of these, decide who can see what, and go down to the bottom and save your choices. Now, the one thing that is, once you are listed, you may choose to have everybody, you may choose to decide that only church leadership can see all of this information. The good thing about it is that if somebody you meet on a Sunday morning and you exchange contact information, logs in here to see if they can contact you, they can still contact you, but your email is private. So what will happen is that if you choose the only information to be set up is an email link, they will be able to email you, and it will not disclose your email address. So there's a confidential way of being able to communicate with you without showing your privacy settings. The next thing you will need to do under your settings link is to do the communication settings. Check through these, make sure they're up to date, and change them as need be. Jason is in multiple different groups, and I think this is where we need to stop and talk about the different groups that we have here at Westside. When we were using the older system for Grow and for our life groups and life studies and lifelines, when you entered the information, it became a group automatically. And when we talk about groups here at Westside Family Church, when we talk about them, we always think of life groups, lifelines, and life studies. That just is what automatically comes to our head. When we're using myWestside now, this whole system, this whole database was set up for groups, and that's including the life group, lifeline, and study, but it's also including groups of people that attend Westside Family Church. As you will notice, Jason's an attender of Westside Family Church, which all of you should probably have this group. You're automatically a part of this. This is not a life group, this is not a life study, and it's not a lifeline, but it's a group of people that attend Westside Family Church, and Jason's a part of that. As you'll notice, Jason's a part of a group called the Extreme Volunteers during the 11 o'clock service, which means he volunteers at the 11 o'clock service to help out in the Extreme. This is not a life group, but it's a group of people that are volunteers that the family ministry is set up, and Jason's a part of that group. So as you notice, there are groups on here that are not life groups and life studies or lifelines that Jason's a part of, but there are also some that he is a part of. He's a part of an I Am Second life group, he's a part of a Just You and I life group, and he's a part of a Next Steps Fireside group. So those are legitimate life groups that he is a part of. With that being said, he has chosen with his groups that he wants to receive emails from the group participants. That means an email will be generated to the email address of his choice from any participant that sends one through myWestside. He wants to see the comments that anybody else may respond to that immediately, and he's chosen that all of them with the exception for the I Am Second Life group. With myWestside, they do an awesome thing of sending you a snapshot of what's happened on a weekly basis. It's a summary that they send you via email to give you a snapshot of what's going on. And he's chosen that the only groups he wants to receive that from are 3 groups. The rest of them, he'll have to log into myWestside to be able to see the summaries. And he's chosen to receive text messages. He's entered his phone number, he's entered his mobile carrier, and he's decided to receive that. He's also set, in the future, you can set your default settings. You can send to me, you can choose all of these things for your future groups. Okay? Church-wide communication. These emails are usually sent by the church leadership or staff. We highly recommend that you keep this box checked so that you have communication from us as staff members on what's going on here at Westside. Once you're done, please save your settings. The last thing you might want to do, availability is served. I apologize, I do not have enough information to be able to speak on this right now. But the one thing you might want to also update is your user password. When you logged in for the first time, or when you signed up for the first time, it sent you an email, gave you a user ID and some real quirky little password. So what you will need to do maybe is come back into this, change your username, update your password as you wish so it may be a little bit easier to remember. All right, save your functions. When you come back into myWestside, you will always come to this page. This is your home page. And as you will notice, Jason has his own calendar. And his calendar is different from my calendar due to the fact that he is in different groups than I am. All of his groups are listed right here at the right. And this reflects the calendars that's set up. As you notice, on August 28th, he has something that he has to do for one of these groups. All of this information over here on the left side is the detail. So it looks like his Sunday is blocked out because of Lenexa worship is going on, and he has a choice to go to one of these 3 services listed here or the middle school. All right, down below, our summary of events and things that are happening is listed down here, and you can click on one of these to see what it is. So as you notice that he has been asked to do extreme sound tech, so he can click in that and fill that out if he needs to. So these, you can link into any of these for more information and to see who is also setting it up and asking you to do that. You can also, all these tabs up here at the top will go into more information on the information that is on your home page. The first one are the groups. Now remember, Jason's groups are listed over here as a quick reference. Jason's groups, those same groups are listed in more detail right here. Icons are added. And he can then open up different groups. He can check and see what his life group, our family life group is listed here. He can see that our life group meetings are these days. And of course, it's not blocked out yet because these don't start till September. So his August calendar still doesn't have anything blocked out on it yet. He can view the participants. He can send an email to them. We'll send an email to Erin here. And as you notice, when Jason sends an email to Erin, she has it set up so that her privacy settings do not disclose her email address. And so Jason can send an email to Erin, but yet it still keeps Erin's privacy settings where they need to be at. Alrighty. So Jason can go through and look at all of this information that deals with what he's involved in. He can go and look through the rest of his groups. And as you notice, again, he's a member of the Lenexa campus, but this isn't a life group, a lifeline, or a life study. He can discover new groups from here. so he can search different types of groups. He can search for a life group. And as you notice from here, we talked about life groups, lifelines, and life studies, but there's all these different types of groups because this system encompasses not just Grow anymore, it encompasses the entire church. So family ministry has multiple groups that they deal with. We also have Connect. Back to his homepage. We talked about our calendar. If you push the tab up here, it brings it up as in more detail. Okay. In September, Jason's got a lot going on. As you notice, he has the next step. He has a church in the park on the 4th. Maybe he's inquiring on some more information on that. So he opens it up. He can see that it's on this day at this time in the church in the park. He can go to more details. And Kathy is the organizer of this. So he can send Kathy an email and inquire directly, you know, what can I do to help, or, you know, where exactly is it at, you know, so he can inquire more on this. He can also RSVP saying he's going to attend the event. This is Jason's personal calendar that deals with the groups he is involved in. The church-wide calendar is going to be very helpful for those of you that are kind of wanting to know what is going on with the big events that are going on within the church. As you notice, we have Lead 360 listed here. We have our real-time class, which is a men's class that's open to everybody every Thursday, listed on here as well. We have a hunter safety course. So these are some of the big events that are happening at Westside that Jason can inquire into further. If he's interested in the hunter safety class, he knows it's at this time. He can inquire on more details, and he knows that he has to contact, well, it looks like me. Those messages that we were talking about earlier off of Jason's homepage, some of the events that come through, there are messages as well. As you notice, there's different icons. There's a position that's been added. There's a schedule added. There's all these events, and then there's some messages as well. So when Jason goes to his message tab, these messages are spelled out in details. Once within the system of myWestside, Jason can also inquire of looking up a phone number or an email address or further information about somebody that maybe he met at church or somebody that's wanting to join our life group. John has already set up his parameters, and he's chosen to show Jason, so Jason now knows that this is John's email address and his phone number, and he can contact him directly. These are also John's groups. So John has set his parameters under his privacy, or his privacy settings, a little different than what Jason had done. So John is showing a little bit more, but now Jason has this information and he can contact John and invite him to the group. The next thing as a group leader you're going to need to do, after you familiarize yourself and you've done your setting updates, all your setting updates are done, you familiarize yourself with the homepage, is to work on your personal group. Now, the Grow team has worked diligently about setting up all of the life groups and life studies for this semester. With that, your group is already into the system and you are already the leader of that group. You will need to find that group. We're going to use the Just You and I group that was created for this purpose. I'm going to delete this event really quick. Sorry. You come to this group which has been set up, and these are some things that we need you to look through with the group and make sure that they're functioning and ready to go. So what you need to do is come over to the right sidebar and edit group settings, and we're going to walk through each one of these tabs up here. The first one is if you choose to change the title of your group to something different, you may do so. You may add, I don't want that. You may add a picture if you choose to, and your description. And I definitely recommend that this is the area that if you have a link to where they can purchase a book, a member can purchase a workbook or anything else that they need to get from this. This is, besides your description, this is where you're going to want to put that information. Down below, you're definitely going to want to make sure that the type of group that it is listed as a life group. You're coming from, or a life study or a lifeline. Those of you viewing this video will probably not do anything else more than that when setting up a group. Family ministry will probably have something a little different. Do you have childcare or not? Check that box. People can search by that function. The demographic. Is it a married couples group or is it open to everybody? If it's open to everybody, just leave it as choose. Is it a male group only or female? Co-ed. And then your campus that you're a part of. Okay? The when and where. What day do you want to meet on? What time? The area of town. The area of town, when you're talking about Johnson County, since most of our congregation attends this region, we've decided to go ahead and make Johnson County two areas. Northern Johnson County, the divide line is K10 and 435 east and west. Anything north of that is listed as Northern Johnson County. Anything south of that, of course, is Southern Johnson County. Otherwise, you have your other counties you can choose from. Go ahead and put your address in. This will generate a map quest for those members that may need to find your house for the first time, so you don't necessarily have to provide directions for them. Definitely make sure you've got your zip code in and the city and state. You want people to be able to search your group by the city that you're in. Okay? And we definitely don't live in Iceland. Alrighty, and you can tab between each of these three without saving. If you just save at the final, that's fine. It will save everything for you. Now, this page is extremely important, and there's a few things I want to show you on this, but I'm going to walk through it from top to bottom, and I will indicate to you when there's things that I really need you to focus in on. The first thing is email notification. We've set your page up, all your group leaders have set your page up the way we feel is best devised for you as a group leader. We felt the functions that we've chosen were needed, and I'll kind of walk through that with you. Email notification. Email group leaders when participants change status. So essentially, as a group leader, you want to receive a notification when somebody removes themselves from your group. Okay? The type of group you have as a members interact. You definitely don't want to have a group where people do not touch base with each other. It's not an administrative purpose, and it's not an announce only. And the examples of an announce only would be, for instance, family ministry, when they do some of their big family events, they're just going to announce the event, and that's all they need to do with it. Administrative, for example, is a grouping of people that have been baptized. There's no need for these people necessarily to communicate back and forth with them. It's only set up for administrative purposes. Your group and all life groups, we definitely want interaction in, so please choose the Members Interact button. The next one, for some reason Jason's isn't listed. It won't let me click into it. But you definitely want to have a request required. You want them to be able to be invited into the group or to request to join the group. The two buttons that are the two boxes I need you to focus in on when you open up this page are the listed and the public search. Listed means that logged in users can see this group. That means when somebody comes to myWestside, they would be able to see your group. The public search is when people can view your group at westsidefamilychurch.com and they see the list of groups there. If your church, it's either both of these are clicked or none of these are clicked. If you're not open to, as a life group, you will need to be open to both or none at all. So And for some, unfortunately, as an administrator, I would have to be the one that would come in and check these boxes. My recommendation for you is this. Each one of you as group leaders have sent in your maximum number. And I've plugged that in. I actually have another tab right here. It's the administrative tab. And in that tab, I can plug in how many people you can accommodate in your group. Once your maximum number has been met, nobody else can join your group. It will actually show up as full once somebody inquires a little bit more into your group. However, it's about a 3-step process once they find that your group has been registered as full. We definitely don't want people getting frustrated after trying that 3 or 4 times and finding out that every group they try ends up being full after multiple steps. To keep that frustration level down and to help them have a positive experience in finding a group, we definitely just want to take your group off the system. We don't even need to show it. If you're not open, there's no need for it to be on the website. To not be seen, these two need to be clear. They do not need to have any check marks in there. I will need to take care of that for you. You will need to email me at sarnold@westsidefamilychurch.com, and I will be able to unclick those for you so they are not seen from the website or from when someone logging into myWestside. This is an extremely important area. Please make sure you look at that and update it as needed. Group member privileges. You definitely want communication within your group. This is going to build your community. This is going to reinforce your life group or your lifeline or your life study. And with that, you want to be able to have group members send messages. So you be able to, within this system, you want them to be able to send messages to other group members or within the group as a whole. You want them to be able to create needs, which we will talk about needs here in just a little bit. The one thing that we are asking that you leave blank is that group members can upload files. With the limited capacity for us to be able to save things on myWestside, we are asking that you do not let group members upload information. We have allowed our group leaders to upload and save information because we feel like the information that they're bringing and saving to myWestside is pertinent to the study that they may be doing. But we really felt like we needed to conserve on this space and allow it to be held for our group leaders, and we'll just have the group members will just have to send it in an attachment in an email if they need to. The communication defaults. Now, as you remember, up here under settings, you had done your own communication. You had decided whose email you were going to receive. You had decided if you were going to receive text. You also decided if you were going to receive a weekly summary. Your communication default settings override what the group leader will set down here. But with this, the group leader needs to decide whether the group members can send emails, or send group member emails from group participants. So that means back and forth communication from group member to group member. We definitely feel like this will encourage community, and so we have checked it as well. Do you want the reply comments also sent? So we've also felt that helps with the community. And we've also felt that we definitely want the group members to see a weekly summary of the activity. Now, we may have set this precedence here, but remember, the group settings here under the privacy of your own choosing are the ones that will override that. You can add all of this information to your calendar. I apologize, I don't have enough information to be able to explain it to you. If you'd like to research a little bit further and watch some videos on it, you may do so. Once you're done, you may go down here and save. Okay? The next thing is you have a group set up, but now you need people to be in your group. So, with that, people at Westside are joining up in 2 ways. And most of them this semester, the fall 2011 semester, are joining up. Let me open up another tab. Most of our congregation is coming to the Westside Family Church website. They're finding a life group, and they're browsing all the groups here. And this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like for people to sign up on. And right now we are currently working on another method for them to just join the group directly, which you might see at a later time. or they can request information, which right now is the only way that they can sign up for a group. So when they request more information, as a group leader, you will receive an email from this request submission, and you will need to email that person back. From there, once they've decided to join the group, you will have to add them directly. Now, because we felt the importance of you as group leaders and the importance of spiritually leading people, we've decided to go ahead and provide you limited group leader privileges of being able to add people. So even though people are listed, may not be listed yet, we felt for you to be able to accommodate that need until we move further into this system and teach it to our entire congregation, that we've allowed you some privileges of being able to add people. Braden Arnold has requested to join this group. So we are going to add Braden, and we're going to search him by name. Braden's here. So I found it. I'm going to click it. I can add him or I can invite him. He's already made a request that he wants to join the group. I'm just going to add him directly. Now, but there are some friends that I may want to invite, and so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to invite some friends, and I'm going to invite Stephanie. I'm going to invite them. I'm not going to add her directly. And I can format an email. Steph, I'd really like you to come to this group. And finalize it and send it out to her. As you notice, I didn't necessarily get her email address, but it's allowing me to pull her up and be able to email her. I can go back to the group, and as you notice, there are now 3 participants in this group. I can view those people. Here's our participant list. Oh, it's the whole Arnold family. I can edit the participant list. Let's say Braden has decided that this is just for married couples. I do not want to hang around my mom and dad. I want to out of this group. And Braden leaves the group. You can remove Braden from the group by clicking the box and removing him from the group. Alrighty. Going back to the group page. Now, you have a group with participants in it, but your group is not doing anything. They just are a group of people. They're not meeting. They're not doing any socials. They're not doing any service projects. So what you need to do is you need to get this group doing something. And to do that, you need to add an event. And an event isn't necessarily what you think of as a party or a dinner or anything like that. An event also includes a meeting. So with that, what you will need to do is add the event name, and we are just adding in our weekly life group meeting. Okay, I can put the contact phone number in here, and I can put my name in there as well, sorry. I can write a description. I can put the start date on here. I can put the time. We're going to be from 7 to 9. And it is a reoccurring event. This is my weekly life group meeting. It is reoccurring. It's going to be weekly. We meet on Wednesdays. And I'm only going to work on it at a semester time, so I'm going to stop it when the semester ends in December. Okay, so I filled out this portion. I need to put my location. And you definitely want to look at the Advanced tab. Open to all. If for some reason your group was shown publicly, which it's not necessarily doing or may not be doing, or your calendar may not, this means that anybody can join it and come and visit it. What you need to do is change this to registration required. That means only the group members will be coming to this event, which is your meeting. You have a strike through on the showing on the church-wide calendar. This is something because it just does not pertain. It's not a huge event. It's just your life group meeting on a normal basis. It doesn't go on the big church-wide calendar for other people to see. You definitely want to know if somebody can or cannot make it to your meeting. So you definitely want to click that. Now, in church teams, you're automatically sent an email reminder after your group had met. And they asked you to fill out attendance. There was a prayer request in there. To do that, you need to set this up to be able to instigate that now. So you need to remind yourself to complete an attendance report weekly or whenever the event happens, which is weekly or bi-weekly. I don't think you necessarily need to fill in the estimate of how many people there are because you don't necessarily are reserving any rooms here at the church. Remember, this is also used for anybody in the church, on the church staff or any ministry. So there's multiple different areas we may not use. We will definitely not use it as check-in. This is definitely for family. We will not need any cleanup or setup time. And you will definitely not need to request any facilities. So if you fill this out, this area, the Remind Leaders, is an extremely important button for us. Please make sure that when setting up your meetings that you set this up to take attendance. As a team, on the Grow department, we definitely look at the health of a group and see how, as leaders, how you are doing. And one of the indicators for us is whether or not you have good attendance on a weekly basis. And if you're not filling out your attendance report, you may be meeting but not filling out an attendance report, you might just get a call from one of us making sure that you guys are doing okay. So to keep that from, if you don't want to have to deal with a cumbersome little call from us, go ahead and click this, because otherwise we'll be calling you to remind you to do that. Go ahead and save at the bottom. So now I'm going to go back to the group. Oh, excuse me. I don't want to go back to the group yet. As you notice, this is my meeting event. It's out of the group, just you and I. This is our date. Here's our map now, so somebody can find our house. The organizer is Jason. I can send him an email directly if I need to be. And I'm going to go ahead and take care of any phone conversations for Jason. Okay. Down below, you can manage the people that you've invited to your group. We're going to select guest and invite, because right now we have a group meeting, but we don't have anybody coming to it. Okay. It does not automatically set up your group members into this. So select guest and invite. And our whole entire group has already pretty much decided that, you know, they're going to be coming to these group meetings. I mean, this is what they signed up for when they decided to join your group. So you're going to invite the entire group. I'm going to add them directly. There's no need to invite them. It's just an added email. Add them directly. And those two people have been now added to the meeting. And for some reason from here, you're just going to have to go back and find your group on your groups page. It won't let you necessarily. I wanted to get you back to this page. So now you can see we have a group. We have two people in the group. We have a leader of the group. We can see more information. We can view the map. We can figure all this out. With that, our group is now active. We're actively doing something now, which is we're meeting weekly. So here's all of our life group meetings. Okay. You can add another event that might be the social that you do or a service act that you do, and you invite your group members to attend to that. The next thing that's really cool about this system is that you can send a message to your entire group. You can send an email message to them. You can send it to all groups, or you can just send it to the leaders. You can title it, you can send it, you can choose any of these message options down below, and then you can send the message and it will go to your entire group. You can also send a twext. Now, a twext is a combination between a Twitter and a text message. If you've chosen to set up a Twitter account for your life group, this is where it will go to. Now, when you send a text, you can send the text message, but as you notice, it says no one is signed up for text messages. That is because in the privacy or in the communication settings, the people that have chosen to receive text messages are going to be the only ones that receive that. Okay, so however they've chosen to do that. let's see, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to edit group participants. You can see that Jason and I have both decided that we can receive email, that we can receive the comments, that we can receive the summary, and these are our, we do have some communication settings. So sometimes it's just, those are all the details of that you can see. So you can send pretty much a text message or an email message. You can add to your event just like down here. You can add a need. Let's say you're going to Hillcrest to do a service project, and you're doing it as a group, and you're going to need supplies for this event. With that, you can write a description, who's the coordinator, maybe it's myself, I'm the other, you know, it could be any one of your group members. You can put in the location, and you can put in all the needs. You need 10 hammers, and you need 5 drills, and you need some lumber and paint, and you can save that. And it will go out to your group members, and then it can be slotted and filled. So you're pretty much taking care of the e-invite as well as some of the different needs formats that are out there on the website. It's all encompassed into one thing in your group, which is pretty cool. Alrighty. I'm looking here to make sure we've got everything covered that you need to cover. The last thing I think we need to walk through is that when people request to join your group off the website, right now, remember we talked about that this is the only way that they can request more information and request to join your group. We are hoping to get another link in here that will automatically join somebody to your group. But for the moment, you are going to receive an email, okay? Once the system becomes more readily used by Westsiders, they may be coming into their homepage and searching for groups on their own through this system right here. Oh. Okay, so once they do that, if they decide to join Sean's Caffeine Crew, they can open it up and they can request to join. Now, when somebody requests to join this way, what will happen is, let me go back down here. If we received a request for someone to join just you and I, over here in the action side will be a yellow bar, and it will say request to join, and down below it will have Braden Arnold, Logan Arnold, Jack English, you know, Aaron Mackay, all these people, and you can accept or decline them. So there's two different ways. Right now, the current way is that you will have to open up your group and manually add the person to your group. You know, Stephanie Bidnick has requested to come to our group. There she is. I'm going to add her, and she's now joined our group. Okay. I think this is pretty much all the information you will need. Another thing that you might want to look at is attention needed. As you notice, Jason has a red box over here. Definitely look at this. He has been, someone has sent Jason a request to join different things as an extreme small group leader, so he can now request or decline or accept these invites. And this looks like it's coming from Family Ministry. So multiple things going on. Our system now does not just encompass groups, it encompasses everything that's happening within the church, which is really user friendly. You can subscribe to the calendar to go to your own calendar wherever you wish it to be. I apologize, I do not know much more about that to be able to assist you with that at this moment. But this now encompasses everything you need to know within my Westside Family Church, not just a groups component. So thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me. My phone number here at work is 913-890-4243, or you may email me at sarnold, ARNOLD, @westsidefamilychurch.com. Have a blessed day. Thank you.